In this video, I'm going to make one of my all-time favorite sandwiches. I'm going to make a Reuben. If you've never had it, if you've never had a Reuben, essentially it's just some sliced corned beef, some sauerkraut on rye bread with some Swiss cheese and either some Thousand Island dressing or some Russian dressing. It's very simple, but the flavor combinations are really nice. If you haven't ever tried a Reuben, I think it's worth giving it a try. It's an excellent sandwich. I'm going to slice this corned beef brisket to make the sandwich, obviously. And you can slice it. You can see how the grain of the meat is going across at an angle here. Whenever you slice any kind of meat, it's always best to slice it at the opposite direction. That will give you the most flavorful and tenderest way to slice the meat. If you have to, you can slice it rather than directly across. You can slice it at a bit of an angle, but try to go as across the grain as much as possible for the best results for a sandwich, or even just eating it on a plate for dinner. And if you have a thin piece of meat like this, is relatively thin, you can lay the blade over at an angle and slice it to get bigger types of slices. Slice it as thinly as you possibly can. The thinner the better. As I start slicing this down, you see the slices are getting to look a lot bigger because of the angle I'm cutting it at. So cut it as thinly as you can. Take your time. Don't get in a hurry. If you have an electric slicer, you can do this much easier on a slicer. But this works just great. I got a little bit too deep on this one. It's a little bit thicker, but it'll still be fine. But just take your time. Work the knife blade through slowly, easily, making it as thin as you can. If you get a little bit too thin on it, that's fine. It's all going to taste really good. So just keep slicing away at it. Adjust the angle of the blade as you need to get the slices as thinly as you can. I'm going to keep slicing this, and I'll be back in just a minute, actually just a few seconds, to cook up the sandwich. Whenever I cook anything now, I try to take a healthier approach to it. I like to still enjoy good food. I think we all should enjoy good food. But I think it's a good idea to also try to take some steps in a healthier direction. So with that said, what I'm going to do, rather than use butter on this bread, I'm going to use, so I'm just going to brush olive oil on it like this rather than use butter. It's a healthier choice. And it browns up very nicely, much like butter does. I'm actually using extra virgin olive oil here. It works really well. Saves you on some calories, saves on some fat, and it tastes really good. And it has much better health properties than butter does. Next step is a nice slice of Swiss cheese. Let me slide these over a little bit here. And of course, the sauerkraut. And some of the corned beef I just got through slicing up. This is something you don't normally put on a corned beef sandwich. But again, like I say, I'm trying to take a healthier approach to things and at least take a couple of steps in the direction towards better health. And what I'm going to use here, this is some rolled oats. I'm just going to add it on top of the sauerkraut. It'll soak up a little bit of the sauerkraut juice that way, and it'll add some health benefits too. Oh yeah. See how nicely that bread is browning up? I admit it's not quite as nice as butter would do, but it's still very, very excellent. It's going to taste really, really good. Since the corned beef is already cooked, just need to heat it up really well. Don't need to overdo it because it's all heated up so it's nice and warm and hot. I guess warm and hot are the same things, aren't they? Just need to heat it up. Get it some good flavor that way, nice and tasty. Gonna put the grilled sauerkraut with the rolled oats on it. And again, you can leave the oats off if you prefer. I'm just trying to do it to take it in a little bit closer to being a healthier choice anyways. And then a little bit Thousand Island dressing. There it is, a nice, easy, deliciously simple Reuben sandwich. Let me cut it here for you in just a second. There you can get a look-see at the inside of the sandwich there. See all the Swiss cheese and corned beef and sauerkraut, Thousand Island dressing, and even the rolled oats I added to it. They're not going to change the taste of it any. They're kind of flavor neutral in my opinion. And they have been said to have some healthy properties to them as far as adding some fiber to your diet, adding some bulk, and that they also may be able to help reduce your cholesterol levels. So I like to add them to as many things as possible. It's cheap, it's easy, and it's good. Have some cucumber slices with it is a healthy alternative also. So that's one of my favorite sandwiches of all time, and I hope you'll give it a try if you haven't, and if you have had it, you'll know how good it is. So we'll see you next time on Cook and Gobble videos.